Hey there. How's everybody doing? My name's Joel Sink. I'm a course director in the Digital Art and Design Department.
And I'm Dan Walker, and I'm also a course director in the Digital Art and Design Project.
And we just want to take a second to thank you guys for making time to come out and check out some amazingly talented students' work today. So before I say anything else, we're going to go ahead and jump to our very first presenter, Gabriella Marzariegos. Hey there, welcome.
Hello, everyone.
How's it going?
Pretty nervous.
Yeah, don't be nervous. You're among friends here. So tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you end up here?
Well, I've always had a passion for art and storytelling, and I feel when I graduated high school, I really didn't have a clear path. I remember my parents were like, "You can't do art," and I was pretty sad about it. But after a year of just wondering, my dad was finally like, "Okay, you can do this. I respect what you do," and this is how I came to know Full Sail, and I was at first pretty scared because I didn't value myself or my work. But then as the months went by and meeting new people, making new friends, I was getting confident. I was very happy. And even though sometimes I'm just maybe I'm not good enough, then I see them and they're like, no, you're doing pretty good. So, yeah.
Well, we're glad you came here.
Did you bring a buddy today?
Of course.
You want to bring her up?
Erin, where are you at?
Where's Erin? Yay! We changed the format this time. We allowed everybody to bring someone up who could be sort of like a security blanket or someone to kind of chat a little bit with them.
Definitely.
Erin, do you have a story to tell about Gabby?
Oh.
Anything?
Tell about Gabby? Well, I didn't meet Gabby until halfway through my own degree program. We met in a 3D class, and she was just very talented. I had seen her around and doing stuff, and she was always a class ahead of me, so I'd seen her work and examples and stuff, so I was excited to meet her and talk to her, but she was really quiet and nervous and always away from me. But when I actually got to talking to her, she was very sweet, very kind. And she's been, biggest inspiration to me, getting through my own classes, right? So she's just a real sweetheart, and I love her so much.
So we do pick on you a little bit because you have a really, really big laptop.
Come on. So my Mac exploded throughout the degree program. So I had to get a PC, and PC, it's better than Mac, I'm just saying, but yeah. It's really nice. You're clearly jealous of it, so,
Laptop envy, Do you want to say anything else about your family, or do you want to jump right to your work?
Well, I know probably my family is watching me online, so I want to say thank you so much for supporting me throughout this whole journey. I couldn't have made it this far without them, through the good and bad. They've always been there. They'll always, support your work. And, they always tell me, don't be so harsh on yourself. You've done all this for by yourself. You should be really proud of how far you've gone. So I'm really happy for that.
That sounds like good advice. You want to take a look at some of your work?
Yeah, of course.
Do it.
So with the haunting hour, I've always been into creepy stuff, mysterious, a lot of folklore, legends, myths. So I wanted to make the haunting hour something that represented that, something that's in cute, but at the same time mysterious, something that you're ooh, what is that? So yeah, enjoy.
Okay. So where did the inspiration for this specific part come from? It's got a real heavy, a Japanese influence there? Or?
Yes. I've always liked Japanese folklore, especially with yokais, and I wanted to, don't make it too specific, but something that hints to that. I also wanted to say it was my second time doing anything 3D, so I was like really scared it was not gonna turn out like that. But I want to thank to Mitch and Greg who were there, and Jimmy, who's not here with us. But I'm really like happy to have them as my teachers, and I feel like they really motivated me to do better work.
How soon was it after the first maybe classes of 3D did you start really realizing that you really liked 3D?
I think it was a little bit after Mitch's class, because I was terrified. But then after seeing how easy cinema is, or at least the learning curve was really easy, I was starting to get excited, because I've dealt with 3D before and I really didn't like it, but seeing how easy the ideas would flow and how easy it was for me to recreate them, then I was like, I really like this, especially low poly, because it's like easier for me, also easier for people that are getting into 3D, and then you can make really cool stuff with that.
Anything else? Should we move on?
No, we can move on.
All right.
Night Vale. Okay, with Night Vale, it was a big project because it was like one of the first times where they're like, okay, you can do whatever you want. So I was like, okay, how do I make something I'm proud of and not go overboard with it? I also wanted to get a little bit more into character animation, and this was my first character animation project I ever did. I'm really happy of how it turned out. I definitely wanted to, again, show like this mysterious, introduce characters that are likable, something that people be like, I want to like know more about that. So that's Night Vale.
And who did the voices in this?
Oh. So last minute, we decided to include voices because I feel it would be a great thing to include personalities. So me and Erin literally locked ourselves in a closet and we're like, okay, how are we gonna do this? So we just started making, and she just went into audition and it turned out great.
Fantastic. Here we go. Yeah, the voices made it for me.
Thank you. It added more personality to it. Yeah.
You want to talk a little bit about the process of how you got your rigging?
Yes. So this was also my first project where I had to use so many assets. So with the rigging, it was especially hard because I didn't know what I was doing at the beginning. I definitely, in Joel's class, we learned, how to place the anchor points in the joints and being able to move. But I did something really, really dumb. And I kind of forgot slightly about that, because you know how After Effects has masks? Well, I couldn't see them, and I was like, you know what, I can work without it. And I was able to pull it off with one of the characters, but then with the other one, I was able to like rig it like an actual character. I feel like in the future, I kind of want to do the whole animations again, make them more smooth, maybe do some like head rigs with it. But yeah, with how it came out, I'm really happy.
Should we move on?
Yes, please.
I got to be honest, this is my favorite project.
Oh my
that
God,
you did
no.
this time. Can you talk a little bit about it?
Yeah, well, this project for dance class, we had to do a commercial for a brand, and I decided to go with a makeup brand. At first, I was like very, very nervous with it. It's also, it had a lot of assets. I didn't know if I could pull it off in time. and definitely having extra time and including the face rigs. I was like really happy at how it turned out. It came from something that had potential, and then like with the head rigs and smoother animations, it really came to life, and I'm really happy.
But just remember, you didn't choose it. I chose it for you.
I mean, yeah.
All right, without any more wait here. Cool. Talk about it.
Oh my God. This project was stressful, especially because I had so many pre-coms, things weren't working, assets were going all over the place. There were some times where I was thinking, do I have to do this all over again? And I was thinking like, oh, please no, because it took so much time and effort to get it where it was. I mean, what else can I say? Just, I really wanted to make sure the assets were really nice and well done, because I feel like even though you have good animations, your assets have to be just as good for it to look good. So, yeah, I was.
Were the milestones too difficult for you?
Definitely not. Milestones difficult. No, it was more, it was more to getting it perfect. I think I was just so fixated that it had to be perfect. It had to be like industry standard, that I just pushed too much pressure on myself, because every time, of course, you're your own worst critic. So when you look at things, you're like, oh, this is not good enough. But, you know, other people look at it, teachers look at it, and it's like, no, it's like actually really good. So that made me feel, you know, confidence boost. I was like, oh, okay, maybe I'm overthinking things too much. Yeah.
That doesn't happen.
What do you mean?
Should we move on?
Okay, let's
right.
move on.
All right. Up
Oh,
next is your demo reel.
the final.
Just roll it.
Yeah, roll it. Go ahead.
Great job.
Oh yeah, well, I want to thank everyone here and everyone online watching me. Thank you so much. If you guys want to contact me, here's my contact information. And yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you for
Thanks, Gabby. We would like to welcome to the stage our next presenter, Joelle De Seal, the guy with the cool name. Welcome to the stage, sir.
Thank you.
Talk to us a little bit about yourself here.
Jeez, it's tense up here.
Yeah. You're among friends. It's all good.
Well, I thank everybody for coming, and I appreciate all the teachers for grooming me and molding me to who I am today. I thank my family for always supporting me. That's my sister. That's my mom and dad, my brother, sisters, and my fiance. I really love it here. It's like the X-Men school, you know? This is like the place to be here. Everybody got superpowers, you know?
Am I Professor X?
Yeah, Dead to rights.
Did you have a guest? Were you going to bring
Yep.
a guest with you?
Joanne, come up here. Where you at? There you is. Come on.
Welcome.
Hey, sis.
Hi, hello.
Would you like to share just a little tidbit of Joelle for us?
Sure. Can I take my glasses off? It's like the glare is like killing me. I am Joelle's. Sorry, I'm nervous. A lot of eyes on me. But I'm Joelle's older sister. I'm number 3. He has 2 other. We have 2 other sisters. So I'm the youngest girl, and I've known him all his life. So what I would like to share is how creative and talented he is, and he is always have his hands in some of everything. So he's very artistic, and you can see that in his work. And he has a multitude of talents. He produces beats, he can draw, he can write, and the list goes on. So I don't want to be here all day because we could be here all day if you let me talk. But one thing I do want to share is a story of how we used to all live together before we were adults, we were kids. And I want to say he was in his teens. He used to always lock himself in a room and produce beats. And not his room, my mother's room, because it's the biggest room, it's the master bedroom. And one day I saw him putting these pads on the wall. And I'm like, what are you doing? We're putting sponges up. I guess it's good for the acoustics or whatever. And he turned my mom's room into a studio and was producing beats, had his artists in there, and he had like a little studio in the house. So I thought that was the beginning of his artistic career. So.
Thank you.
Until it was time for Mom to go to bed, right?
Anything else you want to share about your family, or should we jump right to your work?
We can get to it.
It's our first project.
Planet Exion. Yeah, that was one of the moments where I realized I should give it my all. I think this was when it was like, just do anything, like the best thing that you could do. And I'm like, anything? Like, well, what should I do? You know, like, and they was just like, anything. So me and Gabby got together, and we just did anything. So I guess here it goes.
So out of anything, you made something, right?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Oh, what?
What?
I'm about to touch it.
I don't think you should touch it. No.
Ah!
Thanks.
Anything else you want to share about that?
I guess that's just me mixing everything. And this was the first time I took the opportunity to like work on something I didn't know, you know, because they said to work on what you knew the best, but I felt like, you know, since we're here, you know, we're all training, you know, I figured let me work on something I don't know at all and then just get good at it.
How important to you now is pre-pro?
Ah, that's everything now. You can't walk into a project without pre-pro, you know? Otherwise, you'll be lost and you'll just be wasting time. And then you got that one guy that's like, oh, you know what would be dope? And then you go all off track, so, you know.
Remember that, guys.
So your next project?
Oh yeah, life's trip. This is just about like the trip that life takes you on, you know. Life's always a trip, you know, so I figure, you know, I'll just take you on a journey through all of the things that I can do. And yeah.
Watch some TV, man.
Did you make the music for that?
Oh yeah, yeah. All the music for each one I made, and some of them are old, like very old, like my first beats.
It works incredibly well there.
Remember those? One of the really cool things I love about this project is how you transition from one scene to another. You want to talk about a little bit how you come to those points?
Oh, well, the one behind me was actually something I did in art class. I call it Sinupala. It just means if we wasn't here in Creole, what would happen? So I figured, you know, Earth would reclaim its environment, and this how Full Sail would look, you know, if we wasn't here. And I figured I'd throw myself in there because, you know, what better place to be. And then the first part where we flew into the house was me testing 3D sketch and tune. And yeah, just really getting diverse with green screen and compositing and stuff like that.
Great project.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to move on to my favorite project out of this group. You want to talk about it after we watch it?
Yeah.
Okay. So give us a little insight into this. Is this kind of autobiographical a little bit, or?
Oh yeah. It's a mix of my adventures as a kid going through school. So it's like a true story. But I kind of finessed it and made it about a good kid that ends up going to a bad school, and then he changes the school through good karma. And I need voices for that pretty soon. So if you guys want to be a voice.
Can I be the principal?
Yeah, that'd be dope. Yep. You could be the principal that has to walk around with a coffee bag because yeah, you know the syringes where you walk around with the hospital. Yeah, and he can't go anywhere without his coffee bag, so that'd be dope.
All right, you ready for your demo reel?
Yep.
All right, sir.
great.
Amazing work.
Thank you. I appreciate everybody because everybody had a hand in it and really pushed me to that limit.
All right, sir. Thank you. If you want to talk about how they can reach out to you.
Yeah, Instagram or any social media app, Surreal TV, SA Real TV, and my phone number and email if you guys want to reach out.
Thank you, Joelle.
Thanks so much.
So we would like to welcome to the stage our next presenter. Her name is Wen Fan Chang. We know her as Blue.
You're dying.
Welcome. How are you doing?
Good.
Good.
I'm just dying.
Yeah, I can understand that. You've worked really hard for 2 years, so there's a good reason to be tired. So where are you from?
I'm from Taiwan.
Cool.
And yeah, so
Yeah. No, how did being from Taiwan kind of make it interesting or kind of fitting in with the process here at Full Sail?
I don't know, just listen.
Okay.
Listen to others.
Sure.
That's it.
Did you know English before you came here?
Huh?
Did you know English before you came here?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm not good at it. So
Your accent's better than mine.
We do like to pick on Blue a little bit because she's very, very quiet, so we harass her a little bit for maybe not talking quite as much as everybody else does. You want to jump to your work? Let's do it. Oh, I'm sorry, forgot about your family.
Oh.
Sorry about that. You want to talk about these guys?
no, that's it. Just everything is on it.
Okay, no worries.
My cat, my brother, my parents, and me.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll move on to your first project called Jungle. If you want, we'll wait and let you talk a little bit about it after we play it. I love this project. This is one of my favorites. It's got such a tropical feel to it. Where did the inspiration for this come from?
It's actually from the environment in Taiwan. Although there is not always jungles in Taiwan, but I always like to go hiking or go somewhere like this when I have time. So when I do this, I feel like, oh my God, it's so great.
Get back to nature.
Yeah.
So your next project is called Rocky Mountain. We'll go ahead and play that and let you have a chance to talk a little bit about it. So tell us a little bit about this. This could not be any more different from the first project. Where did you get your inspiration from here?
Thank you for Dan. He picked it for me.
I told her how to do it.
And I mean, it's a great opportunity because motorcycle is totally different from me. Yeah. So I'm really happy can try to do different things. And all I want to say is in the lyrics. So, yeah.
So your next project is called Transformation. So let's go ahead and roll that.
My favorite part right there.
You have this great knack with these beautiful animated patterns. Is that something that you kind of love, that you're really drawn to?
Yes, because patterns is really like a traditional thing in Taiwanese culture. And I just want to do a new patterns for Taiwan or for myself or even for anyone. Yeah,
Do you dream in patterns?
sometimes.
All right, this is your demo reel. Do you want to talk about it, or do you want to just let us roll it?
Just let it go.
How did I know? Amazing work. Do you want to talk about your contact information or anything else you want to share with us?
You can find me on Instagram and from the Gmail.
Cool.
I'm probably in the way, I'm sorry.
Thank you so much for sharing with us. Really appreciate it. So our fourth and final presenter today is Gabrielle Alicia.
What you see, emotionless sweet, nothing is real, wasting my time.
Welcome.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm so nervous.
Don't be nervous. You're among friends.
I know. Thank you.
So how'd you end up here?
Man, it started off as a love for illustration and drawing. I've always drawn all my life. I've been in different art classes. I went to Savannah College of Art and Design for illustration, and from there, I kind of went off to another journey into starting my own business with my best friend, Simone. And we started realizing quickly that the business would only grow unless we grew with it. And from there, that's when I decided to get into design, marketing online, and Full Sail ended up being that only solution because you guys really provide like the best degree for multimedia. So really wanting to expand my knowledge and what I do is really what brought me here. And of course the support of all my friends and family. They always champion my skills. And so I love them for that.
Who'd you bring as your buddy?
I brought my baby Broken as my voice. Come on up here.
And
Sorry,
Mike.
Jen.
Welcome.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Do you have any cool stories to tell about Gabby?
Honestly, just most of the stories that me and Gabby have together is just all the time she would want to like rope me into like some of her little ideas or anything like that, and it was never bad. It was also like me just being nervous, but I would go along with it, and it was always just fun, you know. Like she would start her little modeling and everything like that for her kick-up business for Acid Cupcakes, and she would bring all all her models inside, and I'd just be standing there like, oh well. Let me cook for you guys, Let me just, give you guys some little refreshments or something like that. Let me help out because I don't want her to feel like she's doing this alone. Even if it's something small, like being there just to support her or, cooking something for her or something like that. Just being there just to see what she's doing. I like seeing what she's doing, It's really interesting and it's really, in a way, empowering, because like she's just threw herself into it, She's just been doing it her own, not her own, I shouldn't say, not by herself. She's had her boyfriend, she's had her best friend, but even so, it's just been a lot of her, and she's just been showing a lot of her true colors, and it's beautiful.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and like story-wise, there's just too many, There's honestly like just sitting there asking her to draw me something, and then like waiting, and then it finally comes out, and I'm like, I'm so glad I waited. It was just such a great product. I don't have any pictures, but like I have just so many pieces of her art hanging in my house now because it helps me remind me of what she does and just the fact that she's just so talented. But yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Do you want to talk anything else about your family or anything before we get started with showing your work?
My family's tough. They're very tough. But it's what made me so strong. My fiance Joelle, like together, we really put our heads together to do this because it's not hard. I mean, it's not easy. Like it's hard what you guys put us through, but every moment of it.
Ouch.
And they would show up on time to every class.
An hour early.
Yeah.
We're picking on you a little bit here. Do you have a chauffeur, or are you the chauffeur? I keep forgetting what that is.
You know who the chauffeur is. It's not me. It's him.
I know who it is.
But no, honestly, thank you to all the instructors because you guys are really amazing. You guys are passionate, and because of that, it makes us passionate. So thank you.
Pleasure. So your first project, we'll go ahead and play it and give you an opportunity to talk a little bit about it after we do. So do you want to share a little bit about this project?
Yes, this was the logo bump that we had to do for your class. Pretty much, you wanted us to create a brand and just create a quick 5-second bump of it. And I remember being in a seminar with Digital Brew, and I remember him saying, making things move is cool, but when you bring it to life, that's where the magic happens. And that's really what I'm trying to do. Every single time I do a project, that's really what I'm trying to do, is make you feel something. So that's kind of what I was trying to create, like a entrance to my little creative, weird world.
Does the bunny have anything special?
Yeah, that's my brand, Acid Cupcakes. The bunny kind of represents, we could be cute, but we could whoop your butt. So that's why I picked a bunny with guns.
Quite a contrast there. Are they real cupcakes or just for fun?
No, just for fun.
Okay, cool. Next project is, I think, probably my favorite project from you. So Acid Style, we'll play that and
Yes.
give you a chance to talk.
I feel like I need to.
Tell us a little bit about this.
So this was supposed to be an inspired fashion film. I love fashion. My side love is sewing clothes and making custom clothes. So I really wanted to showcase like my styling and showcase like pretty much a whole bunch of different things I can do in one project, like with the graphic elements, editing. I fell in love with editing video while I was doing this. So that's something I would love to do. But I just wanted to show a whole bunch of different ways I could be creative through video. I wanted to have a different thing besides just motion. I wanted to show a variety.
Did you enjoy the process of how you got the shooting?
I loved the process. We did it with our professor in the green screen room. Like the entire process was so fun. The color correcting, all of that. Like I would do it for the rest of my life. I really would.
Beautiful work.
Thank you.
So next up is your Kinetic text project. I remember that one too.
There are no wrong paths, so you get as much from your losses as you do from your victories, because the losses are there to wake you up. Yeah.
So there's a pretty amazing message in that.
It got me through this entire program. I actually came across that quote from the first class we had to, it was like the first class we had to find TED Talks or different conferences and talk about them. And I came across this one TED Talk by Oprah. It literally got me through every day because I'm very hard on myself. I'm very strong about making my work look the best it can be. And one thing I learned is that there are really no mistakes on your journey. The only thing you have to really focus on is the goal, and just remember that every moment that you feel like you've fallen, that's just a moment of learning. That's just a moment of the process. It's all about living. So it really touched home for me. That's why I had to use it.
It's beautifully done.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So we're going to roll your demo reel. Is that good?
Go for it.
All right. Amazing work. Do you want to say anything else about it?
Thank you for everything, guys. I love everybody here. Thank you.
She's literally shaking.
So we're going to ask you to stay up here, and we're going to let your little brother head on down because we're going to invite the remainder of the class up. If everybody else would come on up. Come on up, guys. I do want to say that it has been an absolute honor to work with these guys this month. Part of the reason that Dan and I come to work every day is that we get a chance to work with great people who are passionate and who are just really genuinely nice folks. So thank you guys for making this an amazing month, and I've known you guys for a year, so thank you guys.
Enjoy the ride, really.
So we're going to back away just a little bit here. We have the whole class demo reel. I do want to thank two people here real quickly. I want to thank Blue for putting together the class demo reel for us. And I want to thank Jamal for doing all these beautiful graphics that are showing up here around the room. So thank you guys. Hang out with us for just a minute once this plays because we want to say a couple more things. Incredibly talented people here. Everybody is going to go great places. We want to say thank you to two people. We want to thank Eric Rosenfeld and Jason Denton for letting us do what we do and let us help these guys out in the way that we do. Also want to mention that these guys are graduating tomorrow, 4 o'clock. Come out and wish them well. But one last round of applause for these guys.
See you tomorrow.